The Bible, a timeless and revered text for millions, serves as a wellspring of wisdom, inspiration, and guidance. Its verses hold the power to uplift spirits, provide solace in times of adversity, and remind us of the profound strength that faith can provide. Among the multitude of verses that have left an indelible mark on the hearts of believers, two stand out prominently: Philippians 4:13 and Isaiah 40:31. In this reflective journey, we will delve deeper into the profound messages embedded within these verses and explore how they have the capacity to empower us in both our spiritual voyage and everyday lives. Philippians 4:13, I can do all this through him who gives me strength. At a surface level, Philippians 4:13 appears to be a simple declaration of self-assurance. However, its true significance lies in the context in which it was written and the profound spiritual truths it conveys. This verse was authored by the Apostle Paul while he was imprisoned in Rome. Amidst the dire circumstances of his incarceration, Paul remarkably found the strength to express contentment and joy. He spoke of learning to be content in all situations, whether in the midst of abundance or in the depths of want. It is within this context that Philippians 4:13 emerges as a beacon of revelation. The essence of this verse lies in the assertion that our strength is neither self-generated nor dependent on external conditions. Instead, it is a divine gift. When Paul declares, I can do all this through him who gives me strength, he underscores that the source of his resilience and endurance is his relationship with God through Christ. This verse invites us to relinquish our self-reliance and instead rely on the boundless strength that God provides. The moment we acknowledge our dependence on God, we open ourselves to a wellspring of power that transcends our human limitations. In our daily lives, we inevitably encounter challenges that seem insurmountable, dreams that appear unattainable, and burdens that threaten to weigh us down. Philippians 4:13. In these moments serves as a resounding reminder that we can draw upon God's strength to navigate these trials with unwavering grace and resilience. This verse has served as a wellspring of inspiration for individuals from all walks of life. Athletes have invoked it to discover the mental and physical fortitude required to push beyond their self-imposed boundaries. Students have clung to it during times of intense academic pressure, seeking the strength to persevere. Professionals have turned to it in the face of daunting career challenges. Ultimately, Philippians 4:13 encapsulates the profound idea that with God's strength as our foundation, we can ascend above our limitations and achieve far more than we ever deemed possible. Isaiah 40:31. But those who hope in the Lord will renew their strength. They will soar on wings like eagles. They will run and not grow weary. They will walk and not be faint. Isaiah 40:31 paints an exquisite picture of renewal and endurance through hope placed in the Lord. This verse emanates from the book of Isaiah, a collection of prophecies and messages of comfort delivered to the Israelites during times of exile and adversity. The imagery employed in this verse is striking. The analogy of soaring on wings like eagles is particularly evocative. Eagles, renowned for their ability to ascend to great heights, employ the wind currents to carry them with seemingly effortless grace. In much the same way, when we anchor our hope in the Lord, we tap into a wellspring of strength that enables us to ascend above the challenges that confront us. However, the verse does not conclude with the soaring metaphor. It goes on to declare, they will run and not grow weary, they will walk and not be faint. This proclamation reassures us that our faith in God's promises bestows upon us the endurance needed to persevere. It does not promise a life devoid of difficulties, but assures us that with God's strength as our guide, we can navigate these challenges with steadfast grace and unwavering resilience. Isaiah 40:31 stands as a wellspring of comfort, especially during trying times. It reminds us that in moments of weariness and despair, we can rediscover our strength through unwavering hope in the Lord. This hope isn't mere wishful thinking. It is a profound trust in God's faithfulness and His unwavering commitment to fulfill His promises. Reflection. Philippians 4:13 and Isaiah 40:31 offer powerful messages of strength and hope through faith, yet they approach the concept of strength from different vantage points. Philippians 4:13 emphasizes personal empowerment through reliance on God. It conveys the message that God equips us with the strength to undertake the tasks laid before us. This verse encourages us to acknowledge our reliance on God's strength rather than depending solely on our own abilities. By doing so, we unlock a wellspring of resilience and determination that empowers us to face life's challenges with unshakable faith. Isaiah 40:31, on the other hand, underscores the significance of hope and endurance in our spiritual journey. It assures us that those who anchor their hope in the Lord will find a renewed wellspring of strength. This verse encourages us to place our trust in God's promises and to persevere through trials, knowing that His strength will sustain us. The imagery of soaring like eagles serves as a powerful metaphor for rising above adversity. Together, these verses offer a holistic perspective on strength through faith. They invite us to embrace the empowerment that comes from God, while also recognizing the importance of hope and endurance in our spiritual walk. In our daily lives, these verses can serve as powerful reminders of our reliance on God's strength. When we confront challenges that appear insurmountable, we can turn to Philippians 4:13 to affirm that we can accomplish all things through Christ who empowers us. In moments of weariness, doubt, or even despair, Isaiah 40:31 encourages us to place our hope in the Lord, confident that He will renew our strength and empower us to soar above our challenges. Philippians 4:13 and Isaiah 40:31 are not mere words on a page. They are spiritual anchors that have guided countless individuals through life's trials and tribulations. They offer profound insights into the nature of strength, resilience, and hope through faith in God. In a world often characterized by challenges, uncertainties, and moments of weakness, these verses invite us to pause and reflect on the source of our strength. Philippians 4:13 reminds us that we are not alone in our struggles, for we have access to divine strength through our relationship with Christ. It urges us to shift our focus from self-reliance to God-reliance, acknowledging that our abilities are limited, but with God, there are no limits. Isaiah 40:31, with its imagery of soaring on wings like eagles, paints a vivid picture of what it means to renew one's strength in the Lord. It speaks to the power of hope, the ability to rise above challenges, and the endurance to keep moving forward even when the path seems long and arduous. It reassures us that our faith in God's promises is not in vain, for He grants us the strength to overcome obstacles that might otherwise seem insurmountable. These verses also underscore the importance of faith as an active force in our lives. They invite us to put our trust into action, to believe in the promises of God, and to walk confidently in the path He has set before us. Faith is not passive. It is a dynamic force that empowers us to confront life's challenges head-on. Moreover, these verses resonate with a universal human longing for meaning and purpose. In the midst of life's trials and tribulations, we often find ourselves searching for a higher purpose, a reason to endure, and a source of strength beyond our own capabilities. Philippians 4:13 and Isaiah 40:31 speak directly to this yearning, offering the assurance that our lives have purpose and that, with God's strength, we can fulfill that purpose. As we conclude this reflection, it is worth emphasizing that the power of these verses extends far beyond mere words. They are an invitation to a deeper relationship with God, a call to trust in His promises, and a reminder that, through faith, we can find the strength to face whatever life brings our way. In our daily lives, may we draw inspiration from Philippians 4:13 and Isaiah 40:31. May we find comfort in knowing that we are not alone in our struggles and that our faith in God's promises can provide the strength and endurance needed to overcome any obstacle. Let us embrace these verses as guiding lights on our spiritual journey, constantly reminding us of the boundless strength and hope that can be found in our unwavering trust in the Lord. In doing so, we discover that the true essence of strength lies not in our own abilities or circumstances, but in the profound relationship we have with a loving and faithful Creator. As we lean into that relationship, we find the strength to soar on wings like eagles, to run without growing weary, and to walk without growing faint, knowing that our hope is firmly anchored in the eternal promises of our God. The relationship between faith and strength is a central theme in both Philippians 4:13 and Isaiah 40:31. These verses remind us that faith is not a passive concept, but an active force that can transform our lives. In Philippians 4:13, the Apostle Paul acknowledges that it is through Christ that he gains the strength to overcome challenges. This highlights the idea that our faith is not just a belief, but a dynamic connection to a divine source of power. It's a relationship that empowers us to take action, to persevere, and to endure even when circumstances seem daunting. Isaiah 40:31, with its imagery of soaring on wings like eagles, beautifully captures the concept of faith in action. Eagles do not resist the wind, but use it to rise higher. Similarly, when we place our hope in the Lord, we don't resist life's challenges, but trust that God's strength will enable us to ascend above them. Our faith, like the wind beneath eagles' wings, lifts us beyond our limitations. The universality of these verses. One of the remarkable aspects of these verses is their universality. They are not confined to a specific time, place, origin, culture. Instead, they transcend boundaries and resonate with people from diverse backgrounds and walks of life. No matter where we are on our spiritual journey, whether we are well-versed in the Bible or exploring faith for the first time, these verses speak to the human experience. We all encounter moments when we feel overwhelmed, when life's challenges seem insurmountable, and when we long for strength and hope. Philippians 4:13 and Isaiah 40:31 offer a timeless message of reassurance that we are not alone in these moments. There is a wellspring of strength available to us through our faith. Application in daily life. While these verses hold profound spiritual truths, they are also eminently practical. They provide guidance for how we can navigate the complexities of life with faith and strength. In practical terms, Philippians 4:13 encourages us to turn to God in times of difficulty. It invites us to pray, seek God's guidance, and draw upon His strength when facing challenges. This verse reminds us that we don't have to rely solely on our own abilities. We can tap into a divine source of strength that empowers us to overcome obstacles and achieve our goals. Isaiah 40:31, with its emphasis on renewal and endurance, encourages us to have patience and perseverance. It reminds us that hope in the Lord can sustain us through long and challenging journeys. When we encounter setbacks or when our strength wanes, we can renew our hope in God's promises, trusting that He will provide the strength needed to continue. Moreover, these verses encourage us to support one another in our journeys of faith. When we see others struggling or facing difficult circumstances, we can share these verses as a source of encouragement and a reminder of the strength found in God. In a world filled with uncertainties, trials, and moments of weakness, Philippians 4:13 and Isaiah 40:31 offer an enduring message of faith and strength. They call us to a deeper relationship with God, urging us to trust in His promises and reminding us that through faith we can find the strength to face challenges and persevere through difficult seasons. As we navigate the complexities of life, may we draw inspiration from these verses. May we find solace in the assurance that we are not alone in our struggles. May we embrace the dynamic interplay of faith and strength, understanding that faith is not passive, but a powerful force that can transform our lives. May we apply these verses in practical ways, seeking God's guidance and drawing upon His strength to face challenges and persevere through difficult seasons. Ultimately, Philippians 4:13 and Isaiah 40:31 invite us to a profound journey of faith, a journey where we soar on wings like eagles, run without growing weary, walk without growing faint, and discover that our hope is firmly anchored in the eternal promises of our Creator.